We have had 7 video tutorials for your Etsy shop in our Etsy series this week, and now we are finally to listing your first item, which is really the last step in creating your shop. If you haven't watched our other videos, I highly suggest you go back and watch them. It tells you how you can get free Etsy banners. I offer discount for several vendors if you want to buy pre-made banners. And we also talk a little bit about how to get your Etsy shop high up on Google. Now today I want to show you how to list your product and how to brand that listing as well, because you're not allowed to use HTML in your listing. You can't bold text, you can't make text bigger or smaller, it's all the same. So I'm going to show you some tips that I use to do this. If you haven't watched the previous videos, you are following me as I build my next business. I've built dozens of businesses and this is my next one, and those businesses are all successful, and I've built businesses for clients, and this is my next project. So you're going to follow me for an entire year. I will vlog every single day for 365 days on how to build up a business. So follow me as we go through this. Today we're going to list our Etsy product. So let's list your first item. Let's go back into our Etsy shop and click. We finally get to list our first item. So let's go through the options. Let's confirm that your item fits into our marketplace. Now you need to have made it, or a member of your shop, or another company or person. And then what is it? Is it a finished product, or is it a supply or tool to make things? It could be either. For me, it's a finished product. Next, pick a category that it belongs in. You go ahead and choose all of your categories and such. I will just show you how I will be doing mine. What type? You can see this is all very, very step by step. It's almost difficult to make a mistake at this. Next, tell your item's story, and I will be adding my photo here. Found my photo. So already made it. If you have trouble creating your photos, like your product photos, or you want tips on how to photograph your product photos better, you can go to my blog. I have a whole series of tutorials on that to help you as well. Totally free information for you. So there's my image, and here's a video for pointers on taking great photos too. Etsy's very good at teaching you how to take good product photos as well. Next is our item title. And I've already mapped out, and you should do the same, in a Word doc, just what you want to put in this information. So go ahead and be as descriptive as you can in the item title. You can see that my title is the Pinterest Success Guide. That's what the item is actually called. But I also add what it does. So add what it is plus what it does, and that will help you get more clicks from Etsy's main pages. And then is the description. Now, in this section, you want to cover absolutely everything possible about your product. Why? So that you won't get convos every single day. And in fact, I still hear about people getting convos about information that's right in the description box. But this at least stops that from happening most of the time. I've made mine already, so I'll just copy and paste that right in. Now I want to give you a big tip. You'll notice you should always have titles in your description. You can see up here I have content to make money on Pinterest, and satisfaction guarantee down here, and then this is like a bulleted list here, and I'm using hearts for this. You don't want to just throw up several paragraphs worth of content. Nobody reads through that, and in fact those are the people who get convos every single day. People would rather convo you and ask you a quick question instead of reading 3 huge paragraphs or pages worth of information when they just need a quick answer. So do a bulleted list here for your product. Make sure you cover how it's made, if it's a handmade item or vintage. You really want to add a story with it if it's a vintage item. This goes with my branding because my arrow photo, if you'll see the banner on my Etsy shop, it has this shape. This is why I'm choosing this, is because of the shape. Now you can't bold things in here. You can't make wording bigger. You can use capitalization for your titles to help separate that as well. But I have another trick for you that is also really fun. Now I will post these down below the video as well so that you can see them and copy and paste them for yourself to use. These are just fun text graphics that can help your Etsy shop titles and information. You can separate things easily this way. That way they're not bombarded with so much information. I'm sure you've done it too. Like you see a bunch of text and it looks like homework to read it. It's a chore. You want to make sure it's not a chore to read. So here's a few that I've created just for you to use. I hope you enjoy them. Comment and like my video if you like them. And I will post these down below as well. Now for our shop section, you will want to keep all of your items as organized as possible. If you're just selling hats, then you can have sections according to color. If you're selling something else, it can be according to shapes, sizes, or items, but you want to keep things organized so when people come to your shops looking for a specific thing, they can easily click one of your sections and find everything that they need to see without seeing a bunch of extra stuff. Now here's how Google will see my listing here. When Google lists this is going to get somebody's attention, so make sure your very first title is right at the top of your description. Next, we will add some tags. Here are the tags I'm choosing. Try to think of things that people will actually search for. And then you can add your materials as well. I'm going to add all digital goodness for this product since it's all digital. And then you can go in, and these are all optional if it's for babies, cats, pets, and then you can specify if it's for a special occasion as well. And you can specify a style too. Then go ahead and list your price here. And I was always taught that you can always lower prices, but people find you a jerk if you raise prices. So when in doubt, start a little bit high and then always lower prices or give sales or something like that to help move inventory. And then enter the largest number of items you can supply for a single order. How long does it take to get your item ready for shipping? And mine is all zeros here. You will definitely want to consider international shipping prices. I can tell you shipping from the US to Australia is really expensive, and I made that mistake the first time thinking that it would be about the same as like if I shipped something to Canada from the US or even United Kingdom from the US. No, it's a big difference. So if you ship internationally, actually go onto USPS.com and click calculate a price, and you will be able to see and just estimate how much the package weighs and to see how much you want your buyers to pay for shipping to those countries. You want it to be as accurate as possible. People can sniff out if you're profiting on the shipping, so don't even try that. So I'm going to go ahead and click preview listing. Now you can save your listing as a draft if you're not ready to completely put it up yet. We haven't officially opened our shop yet, and I encourage you to add as many photos as possible. I only have one view of my Pinterest success guide here, so I'm only able to add one photo, but I know for my wedding invitations, I add as many photos as it will let me. So add as many as you can from different angles. The more photos you have, and the bigger and more detailed they are, the more you will sell. That is one of the biggest mistakes I find sellers make. They expect things to sell from one small photo. People want to see the details really well, and they want it to be big. I also suggest making your photos square sized because anyone who wants to pin your product, anyone who wants to post your products on their blog, and because some people will want to advertise and give you free advertising for your product if it's good enough. You want to make your photos universal on any site because of that. You want to be able to market the product on any site as well yourself. And the only way to do that is to just make your photos square every time. Then you will never see anything distorted. Everything looks really good. And here's my description down here. And here are your shipping prices as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save as Draft. And then open up my shop. Oh, it looks like we need to choose shop payment methods first. I suggest everyone at least use PayPal. You can choose money order and personal check as well, but if you're not willing to open up a PayPal account for your business, you probably shouldn't be in business. And you can sign up for their direct checkout as well. I'm not interested in it. People can pay through credit cards through PayPal. Ooh, it's time for the grand opening. Everything is ready to go. I'm glad you're here to experience this with me. Okay, click open shop. Yes, this is important. Everything you list is 20 cents to list, and it lasts 3 months or until the product sells. And then if it does sell within that 3 months, then Etsy gets a 3.5% commission as well. So make sure you understand that. Open it up. Oh, I'm so excited. Here it is. Here's my shop. After all our hard work, our whole week and a half is right here. And it's finally open, and now I can add products whenever I feel like. Click on our success guide. And there it is, right there, ready to be sold. And you can see over here, here's my section, Resource Library. My shop is up, but it's not over yet. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to automate your Etsy shop. How to get all of your products when you list it to show up on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. So stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss that. I'm also going to give you even more tips on how to give your Etsy shop a Google lift so that Google loves your Etsy shop.